everyone, so today's video is going to be a review and demo of a foundation, which is why I don't have my makeup on, because I want to actually show you me putting it on. So I've got some of my eyeshadow done, but I don't have any like face makeup on. I do have on a silicone primer, a Smashbox one, and then I have on some green concealer because I have some like red breakouts and I always use green concealer. So very recently I used up my last foundation in my makeup collection, and that was kind of an exciting thing. So when I used it up, I was like, great, now I have to buy a new one because I was completely out. And so I went on Instagram and I was like, hey y'all, I'm sorry, I feel like I can't get comfy. I need a new foundation, what do you recommend? And 4 people responded, and 3 of you said the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation, right here. So I was like, well, if 3 of you said I needed it, then I should probably try it. So I decided to go ahead and try it. This was $15.99 full price at Ulta. I like to buy most of my things at Ulta because you can use a coupon and then you can get really good points. And I think this day I also got an additional 200 points just for any kind of purchase I made. So that was nice because 200 points relates to $6. So I was like, well, alrighty, I'll take that. And I had a 20% off coupon. The Physicians Formula itself was not on sale, but one of the negatives, one of the very few negatives of really going through your stuff and not having backups is that like I can't be like, well, I'll just wait until it goes on sale. No, because it's like if I wait, then I just won't have foundation. So I decided to go ahead and purchase it. As far as the packaging, I think it's stunning. It reminds me of the Dior Forever foundation packaging. It's this nice, very metallic, like mirrored silver. It is plastic, silver plastic, and then the bottle itself is glass. It's a hefty feeling foundation. I got the shade LC1. You can tell I am pretty fair, and I do have a lighter skin tone. Oh, I wanted to tell you, I don't know if you can really see this like drip right here. I feel like it looks a little bit like a gash. It's not a gash in my head. So I obviously, if you can see, I have very pink hair. It's still drying, but it gets like pinker. But because of that, I use a color depositing shampoo and conditioner. And I put it in today and I shaved, so I like had it all on top of my head, and it dripped down a little bit. So that's just conditioner, pink conditioner. I'm not injured by any means. I have to get some more. Isn't that cute? It's a little, I think it might supposed to be a vase, if we're being completely honest. It's very heavy glass, but I just use it as a cup. Because why not? Okay, anyway, I'm not injured. Pink foundation, or pink hair color. So I like the packaging of this a lot. It is a screw top and it's got a doe foot, which I know people don't love, and I can understand that. I don't have any issue with it, but I could tell if I could, well, I couldn't tell. I could see that if you're like a makeup artist or something, it'd be a little bit harder because you'd have to go from this to a palette and then put it on someone, because you can't just like directly apply this. I guess you could. I'm not a makeup artist. I do makeup for like my family and my friends, and that's it, and myself, obviously. But I don't mind that. I am intrigued because I don't know where I am. I mean, I've had it for like a week. I'm probably like very close to top. How it's going to go when I'm running out, like how I'm going to be able to get it all out. But I'll try to figure that out. Oh, I didn't say, this is a fluid ounce, which is a standard size, or 30 milliliters. So it's got a nice big soft doe foot, and I'm just going to do it on this side of my face. I typically go in with 2 dips of my doe foot. So I dip it, and then I do it twice, put it all over just like I am right now, though I distribute it a little differently because I'm not just trying to do one side than the other. And that's just what I go for. I'm going to use the Real Techniques blending sponge. I don't like foundation brushes. I've tried a few and I just don't like it. I don't like the way my foundation works with them. Maybe I need a new foundation brush. I don't know. I'm not going to buy one because I really like the way sponges work. I just think it looks more natural. I have normal to dry skin. I don't know if I said that, but if I didn't, there you go. And I just think it looks better. So this is just the Real Techniques blending sponge. I got 4 of them for $12.99 from TJ Maxx. I don't really like buying makeup from TJ Maxx because it's typically it's older and it kind of grosses me out. But for a blending sponge, I didn't think it mattered. So let's go ahead and blend this baby in. I think the color match is really good for me, honestly. I do. It's pretty cool toned. I think have really cool tone skin, because if you can tell, even this, like right here, it does look a little bit yellow. So maybe I just have really, really cool tone skin. I don't know. So it spreads out and blends very easily, which I like. Because sometimes I feel like you're having to like pound your face to get it to blend. So, foundation, no foundation. I think this is stunning because it does cover. I mean, you know, there's really no question about that. I would call this like a medium coverage foundation. Is it full coverage? No. But it just blends so nicely. It perfects my skin, but it doesn't make it look like a mask, which is what I like. I wear a lot of makeup. You can tell. I mean, and I'm not ashamed of that. I like wearing a lot of makeup. It makes me happy. So, you know, that's just how I feel about it. But I don't like my foundation to look really thick and heavy. I just don't think that's a good look. So I don't like a very heavy coverage foundation. I don't want my face to look like a mask or look like doll-like. I want it to just look like my skin, but just like a little bit better skin. And I think this really, really does that. So now that you've seen a comparison, I'm going to go in and, you know, actually do that. I do have a lot of redness in my cheeks. I don't have like rosacea or anything severe, but it's just, they're red naturally. I feel like that's covering up my little drip decently well. It's not super full coverage like I said, but it is, I would call it like a, maybe a light medium coverage, and it does build nicely. We can do that. So you can see that's just one layer, 2 dips, and I'm very comfortable with that look. I will go in with some concealer under my eyes, but in general, but just for argument's sake, let's go like right here where it is pretty pink, and let's just go on my beautiful pink hair drip, and let's see how it builds. I feel like it will build up based on my past experience, but it's never gonna get to be like a full coverage, like, hey girl, you got a mask on. Look at that though. I mean, that did perfect some. Is it perfect? No, but it did improve it. And again, I think it's still, you can see a little bit of that pinky redness, but it does build really nicely, and it doesn't look cakey at all. I'm gonna just go into an actual mirror because I'm just using my viewfinder. Yeah, like even up super duper close, I have a really hard time telling that it's foundation. And obviously I know it is because I'm in the midst of putting it on. And I think it gives a really nice, I wouldn't call it a matte finish. I just think it's a skin-like finish. It's just like a satin skin finish. It's not overly dewy, but it's not overly matte. I do feel like it's a little sticky without setting it. So I like to set it with some powder personally, just because that's the look I like. Because I have very many times been that person that like hugged somebody and then they had like a whole cake of makeup on their outfit. So I like to always set with powder. I just use like a light translucent powder, even though I do have dry skin. That's my personal preference. So I do need to set this, but I just think it's so good looking. I just love the way it looks. I do have some dry patches right now, some like actually like flaky growths, especially like right here. This isn't a pimple. I don't know what it is. It was a pimple, one of those like really deep ones that I decided I was gonna mess with, and it just hasn't gone away, and I'm not sure. We're just gonna leave it there, but it does flake. I know it's kind of gross, but I'm just being honest. And I don't find that it's flaking, because like a lot of times with foundation, it'll attach to the skin flakes and it just looks disgusting. I don't find that at all with this foundation. It does very lightly wear off around my chin throughout the day. So I typically put on my makeup around 7 a.m.-ish. And I go to school from 8 to 5:30, 6-ish every day. So I'm a PhD student, if you don't know. So, you know, I'm like working on like the classes I'm teaching or my dissertation or something. And I think I do this a lot, which isn't great for your skin, I know, but I just do it. And so it does very lightly wear off around here. Not very much, but I can tell if I'm like, you know, like, hey girl, what's going on with your makeup? Because I do that every day just so I can better review things for y'all. I try to really analyze what's going on. But it will wear off, but it doesn't wear off patchily or to where it's like you can really easily tell there's foundation here and not any there. It just like really nicely like blends into the skin. I don't like, it's stunning. Even wearing off, it wears off really, really nicely for me at least. So that makes me feel like if you have oily skin, it's hard to know because I don't have oily skin, but I imagine if you do, it might not last as long for you, but because everywhere else it stays. And I wear headphones because I share an office with 5 other students, other PhD students in my lab. And so I wear headphones, the like over the ear ones, and I never find it wearing off around here. So I do feel like it has some pretty decent staying power. But it makes me feel like if you had oily skin, it would, if it does wear off, it'll wear off nicely and not patchy and gross. I will also say, I think it works a lot better with a silicone-y primer. I've tried it with a couple, here we go. I have this Maybelline Master Prime Hydrating Primer and the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer in Radiance. I feel like with these two, it's a little more slip slidey, which I mean kind of makes sense. It's a hydrating primer. Maybe that these primers aren't slitting in as well. I don't know. But I do like it more with a more like silicone-y primer. So that's what I'd recommend you use. But it's buildable. It stays on really, really well for me. And when it does start to wear off, it wears off really pretty. It doesn't get patchy or gross. So I really don't have anything bad to say about it. It's slightly expensive at $15.99 at Ulta. I'm sure if you go to other retailers that sell drugstore makeup, you could find it cheaper for like at Walmart or Kroger or Meijer or something. I don't know. But I love it. This might just be my all-time favorite foundation I've ever tried. That's lofty. It's a lofty claim, but I'm pretty comfortable making. And if you throw it at the wall, it doesn't break, which is an excellent test because, you know, we all are throwing our makeup at the wall on a daily. I hope my wall didn't dent in. That's a hefty bottle. So yeah, I love this. I really, truly do, and I highly recommend it. So if you're in the market for a new foundation, and you haven't tried this, because I think it's been around for a little while, I'm just now trying it. But if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. I think it's great. So that's really all I have for you. As always, if you have any questions, requests, suggestions, or comments, go ahead and leave those down below. But yeah, I'll just see you all soon. Bye.